Welcome to the Walker West Without Walls music series, Music and Me. My name is Anaya, and I'm your host. Every episode, we will be learning about different forms of music and meeting an artist who performs that music. This episode, we're talking about all that jazz. Did you know words like blow, boogie, chops, lick, and scat are all jazz terms and are used by jazz musicians? Get ready, because today's artist will probably scat a few times. But before we meet her, let's take a moment to center ourselves in a segment I like to call Soul Session.
Hello, friends. It's Susanna Esther again, and today we're going to talk about jazz and conversation or communication. I kind of like to call it jazz-versations because jazz music, when you're working with other musicians, especially in jazz, you have to be able to be a good listener to be a good musician. And in jazz especially, you have to be able to express what you're feeling in your instrument. Then you got to be able to listen to what the other person is playing or singing. And then you play and you respond. So it's like a conversation, okay? The first place that we start in conversation or communication is with ourselves. Because we can't expect somebody else to listen to us if we're not listening to ourselves, right? Am I right? Right. So when your body is telling you something, then you listen to it. What kind of things does our body say to us? I'm thirsty, right? Then we get a drink of water because we're listening. We're being good listeners. Or I'm hungry. Then we go find something to eat, right? Or I gotta pee. Then we go to the bathroom, or we raise our hands and say, can I go? All right, so that's our body speaking to us and then us being a good listener. You see that? Now, sometimes our body speaks to us with our emotions, like, I'm feeling sad, or I'm feeling kind of scared and worried. Are we being good listeners to our bodies when our body is feeling that? Let's try something. I want you to take 3 deep breaths. In through the nose. Out through your mouth. Last one. Good. Now put your hand on your belly and close your eyes. You can put a hand on your chest too if you'd like. And I want you to pay attention to what you're feeling. What feeling is coming up for you? Are you feeling one feeling, like calm? Or are you feeling a couple feelings, like scared and excited? And it's a combination of them both? Sometimes our bodies feel a couple different things. So pay attention to what you're feeling. So the next time you're having a conversation, I want you to try this with your friend or a loved one. Listen first, okay? Find out how you're feeling. Tune into that. And then you communicate that and you share that with someone. And then it's your turn to be a good listener and their turn to communicate. So then they tell you how they're feeling and then you do a good job of listening. That's conversation. Okay? We first listen to our own bodies, and then we share, then we listen, and the other person shares. All right? So in jazz music, that happens all the time with musicians. When you watch the jazz musicians playing today, I want you to pay attention to the conversation that's happening between instruments and between musicians. Okay? And the next time you talk with a friend or a loved one, pay attention to your body, what your body's feeling. Pay attention to the other person and what they're saying, and then communicate and express what you're feeling. All right, make it a great day. I'll see you next time.
Welcome back. Today I'm here with a gifted jazz singer. She comes from a family of musicians and truly loves what she does. She was born and raised in Minnesota and loves to inspire others by belting out a few jazzy runs or impromptu scats. Please tell us your name and what you do.
My name is Asia Parham, and I'm a singer of Black American music, otherwise known as jazz. Sometimes I sing with a bigger band, sometimes I sing with just one person. Today I brought Kavyesh Kaviraj, who's going to be playing the piano with me.
So, who is your favorite artist and what is your favorite song?
My favorite artist is Sarah Vaughan, also known as the Divine One. She has a very beautiful voice. She could do so many things with her voice. She can sing super, super high, yeah, and then she can also sing very low, yay. So her range is just amazing, and she inspires so many people in the audience. As a young person, I listened to her music and I wanted to see if I could do the same with my voice. So she is a very inspiring person for me. One of my favorite songs, because I can't choose just one, is called Sassy's Blues. That's one that incorporates a lot of the different elements of jazz, which is harmony, melody, rhythm, and improvisation.
What is it about jazz and being a jazz vocalist that inspires you?
Jazz is amazing. To me, it is freedom of voice. Improvisation is something where you can feel free to experiment with rhythms and melody, and you can experiment with different instrumentation. It inspires me to look more into the Black American music and also into my Black heritage, into my culture, and see how that music played a role in the lives of my ancestors.
What is it about jazz and being a jazz vocalist that you want us kids to know?
Well, first off, jazz is the mainstream word for Black American music. Black American music was derived from gospel and African rhythms, as well as blues. So we want to make sure that we maintain that history and where it came from. Jazz is also something that is universal. It's for everyone. If you want to dance, if you want to cry, if you want to feel happy, if you want something to listen to when you're studying and you're doing your homework, jazz is just everything. So jazz, you can listen to that for anything. It's also for any age. There are people that are performing that are well into their 80s and 90s, and then there's people that are young that are starting out in jazz now. So another thing to know is that jazz has influenced a lot of the music that we listen to on the radio today. Just listen to Beyonce or Jill Scott or Rihanna. I mean, there's a lot of different singers today that you listen to on the radio that have been influenced by jazz. I'm going to be singing some things and doing some elements with Kavi, and we'll demonstrate some scatting, and we will be demonstrating some of those elements of jazz. Tasket, I lost my yellow basket. I wrote a letter to my mommy, and on the way I dropped it. I dropped it, my little yellow basket. A little girlie picked it up and put it in her pocket. She was a trucking on down the avenue without a single thing to do. She was a pecking all around till she spied it on the ground. She took it, my little yellow basket. And if she doesn't bring it back, I think that I shall cry. Oh, where can my basket be? Oh, please tell me where my basket can be.
you so much for learning about jazz with me. I think today's show is jazzy. What about you? Can't wait for you to see episode 3.